on this part, we're going to work on the people you may know section. And in here, you can see that we're going to have like a main div. Inside this main div, we're going to have a header. And then each item that you see in here is going to be a separate div. In these separate divs, we're going to have an image. Then we're going to have the full name and also the number of followers. And then a follow button. To create this section, let us go to Visual Studio. Now in the index.c# HTML, for the section on the right, we have created this div that has the flex1. Now inside this div, we're going to add another div. We are going to decorate this div with some classes. And these classes just add vertical spacing of 4 units and button padding of 8 units on large screens, changes the layout to a grid with 2 columns on small screens, and adds a gap of 6 units on screens smaller than large. Now inside this div, let us just define another div. And to this div, we are applying box styling with padding of 5 units on all sides and 6 units of horizontal padding. Then inside here, we're going to have another div for the title. We're going to decorate this div with some more classes. And this class in here creates a flex container with items aligned to the baseline, spaced between, and sets the text color to black. Now for the people you may know, I'm just going to use an h3 tag. And inside this h3 tag, I'm going to set that the text is going to be bold. Now, other than the header, we're going to also have a list of persons that you may know. For that, I'm going to create another div. And then in this div, I'm going to set the class side list. Then inside here, so inside the side list div, we're going to have side list item divs. This is going to have an a tag. Then we're going to have a div. And then at the end, we're going to have a form, which is going to be for the button follow. Let us start with the a tag. Now inside the a tag, the only thing that we're going to have is going to be just an image. And we're going to use the avatar image. For that, use the img tag. We define the source. And the source is just going to be in the root folder, images, avatar, and then user.png. And then in here, I'm going to use some CSS classes to define that this is going to be a side list image and it's going to be fully rounded. So this is going to be for the a tag. Now in this div, let us define that this is going to take the remaining space. That's why we set in here the flex1. And then here we're going to have another a tag, which is going to be for the user full name. Let's say, example, first user. And then we can also define the number of followers. And then the first user is going to be or can be inside an h4. So h4, we just close the h4. And then after the a tag, we can have a div. And this div is going to have the number of followers, let's say 5 followers. The div is going to have the class side list info. Now this is all for this section. Now let us update the form. And inside the form, for now, we're just going to have a button. And this button is going to be of type submit. And this is going to have some classes like the button, the background is going to be primary soft, and also the color is going to be text primary. And the name or the value is going to be follow. Now let us copy this side list item, Control C, paste it down here, paste it down here one more time. Then I'll change this to second user and then to third user. Then I'll change the number of followers to 6 and then 7. And let us save the changes and run this project. Now here, as you can see, we have this section on the right where we have 3 users. We have the follow buttons and also the user profile pictures. Now, if you want to simplify the code, what we can do is that we can create a partial view and just move all the code from here to the partial view. For that, I'm just going to Solution Explorer. Then inside the shared folder, I'm just going to right click, then add, And then I'm going to create a folder, let's say sidebar. And this is now going to be the sidebar on the right. Right click, add, and then create a view. Make sure in here that you have selected inside MVC view, then razor view empty, then add. We're going to name this view underscore people you may know, or maybe just suggested friends, and then add. Let us go to index. In here, I'm going to copy everything inside this div. So the header and also the body, Control X. Just paste it in here. Let's save the changes and then go to index. And then here I'm going to use the partial tag and then define the name in here to be the sidebar folder. And then we have the underscore suggested friends file. Let us save the changes and run the app. And now we can see that everything is working as expected.